We are live now. I think we're a minute early. Oh my God, that's never happened.
Wow.
Welcome to the Psychic Cafe, everyone. Grab your coffee or tea and pull up a chair. Let's hang out together here. I've got Michelle Matheny with me today. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, how are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. I was hoping to have more of a panel. Uh,
Yeah.
I invited, Ellie, Pamela, Dr. Rose, everybody.
Yep.
But I haven't heard a peep out of anyone. It's so quiet today. It's quiet in the chat room. Hopefully, some people will see that we've gone live and pop in here soon. But man, it is quiet. I did talk to Dr. Rose. She's going to pop in the chat and give us some of her wisdom. She's on this journey becoming a professional. For those that don't know or didn't read in the chat there, how close are you to becoming a professional tarot reader is what we're going to be talking about today. And I see Jimmy popped in. Man,
Hi, Jimmy.
he is just first in there every time now.
Yeah. Yep.
Pops in. Super fan. We got super fans, Michelle.
That's right. I love it.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk some really interesting things. And of course,
Mm.
as always, if you have a specific question, go ahead and put it in the chat. There's no need to get on the list. There's no need to ask, can I get a reading? No, just type in your question. We'll get to it when we get to it, though. So have a little patience. We have a topic today. We've got other things to get through, like our card of the day and all. So go ahead and just pop it in. Now, if you don't have a specific question, you can still join in the fun. Just request a message from the universe, and we'll pull some cards and see what comes up. Yeah, just like I did for the card of the day. Let's do that now. Card of the day, I got the Lover's card.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's actually one of my cards because it's six, which is my life path number in numerology, but also the Lover's card, along with some of the Swords cards, are associated with Gemini, and I'm a Gemini. Yeah. Yeah. So, the modern depictions, right away, people look at it and they think, love, romance, and so forth. But originally, it was about choices. So, the lover's card in a tarot reading signifies love, relationships, and important choices. It suggests a deep connection, whether romantic or platonic, and encourages harmony and alignment with your values. It often points to a crossroads where a significant decision needs to be made, particularly regarding relationships and partnerships. So if you get this card and you also get, say, the Two of Swords, yeah, definitely you're at a crossroads. This card also emphasizes the importance of balance, self acceptance, aligning your actions with your heart's desires. There you go. Yeah. So it's self acceptance, especially being naked, apparently, because we, anyway. So again, if you're listening to us live, go ahead and put your questions in. So, how close are you to becoming a professional tarot reader? We get this question all the time at the Tarot Guild. People want to know, how do I know? How do I know that it's, time to go pro or that I can go pro? Now, not everybody wants to go pro, and that's perfectly fine. Some of this information is still going to help you anyway, right? But the big question is, how do I know I'm ready to go professional? Well, as in most uh, businesses and modalities and services and stuff, you look at the regulations, you look at the standards, what's the training you go through, and you look at that to figure out, you know, where's the demarcation. So let's take a look at that. Oh, wait a minute. There are no regulations or standards in tarot or learn them on reading or oracle cards. Yeah, I know the title says professional tarot reader, but it applies to everything. Psychic mediumship, numerologist, astrologer, life coach, hypnotherapist. All these fields are unregulated for the most part. You can never say never, but 98%, especially in the United States, and most of the first world nations, it's an unregulated industry.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? Well, can anybody just pick up a deck of cards and start reading? The answer is yes. Yes, they can. And did that make you feel a little cringe there? I don't know about you, but yeah, me too. Uh made me cringe a little bit there. That just means that hey, we're ethical people. But there's a lot of people out there that are not ethical. Jimmy in the chat says,
Exactly.
I'm seriously considering going pro. Yay. Well,
Yes, that would be
right
fantastic.
off the top, Jimmy, I'm going to say, did you sign up on our website? So the website link is psychic.cafe. That's all you got to do. Open a new tab in your browser. You can put the www if you want, but you don't have to. I just put it there so you can see that this is a URL. If you open a tab in your browser and type in www.psychic.cafe, it'll take you right to our website and you can register for free. It's like signing up for Facebook or Instagram or Twitter X or, TikTok or whatever. It's free and it's an entire platform just like Facebook, but it's tarot and psychic stuff and numerology all the time and none of the negative stuff. And I'll put that in, while I'm thinking of it here. Let me see if I can grab this here real quick and I'll pop that in the chat for everybody. In fact, register. If you go to Psychic, if you just open a new tab in your browser and type in psychic.cafe/register, it'll take you right over to the register page and you can register. Go ahead and sign up there, Jimmy, and join the guild.
Absolutely.
And then you can go through the process, get certified. You can take my course. We'll talk about that. Going to join the guild July 3rd. He says, "Yay!"
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. A lot of people get paid on the 3rd. Yeah, and
Mhm.
so a little later on in this discussion, uh, we're going to mention a few of those things because it's really the whole reason we started the Tarot Guild 20 years ago, 20 and a half years now. This October it'll be 21 years that we've
Wow.
been doing the Tarot Guild. That's why the new logo with the big 20. Yep, we've made it 20 years. God, I'm old. That's why I have all the. That's why on Zoom I have all the filters going. Otherwise, you guys would cringe again. Anyway,
That's why I dye my hair.
I keep pushing the wrong buttons. It's driving me nuts today. Anyway, so that's why we created the Tarot Guild. So the people had a place to go, hang out with other professionals, find out if they're ready to go pro, right? But let's talk a little bit about this. So, yeah, anybody can pick up a tarot deck or a Lenormand deck or an oracle card deck and just start reading. And actually, that's kind of what I'm going to suggest here is that you just start reading. And I'm not talking going pro or taking money at first. I'm talking about are you practicing? Are you practicing? So what I wanted to say was studying meanings does not make you a good tarot reader. Uh, Taking my course will help significantly, but again, it's not going to make you a good tarot reader. Reading for people is going to make you a good tarot reader. And you have to figure out for yourself when it feels right for you to start charging, for you to go professional. And a lot of people ask me in the course, so how many practice readings do I need to do? 50, 100? There's no number. There's no number. And so because everyone's different, it means that for one person, they're going to do like 20 practice readings and be good to go. Someone else will need to do, 98 readings before they feel ready, right? So my suggestion is start out, do 20 practice readings, family, friends, casual acquaintances, and let them know, yes, I'm doing practice readings that, will you help me out? And then after you do 20, assess, where do you feel? Are you able to look at the cards and not just regurgitate keywords, but you're seeing a story in the cards? Assess where you are. And if you need to, do another 20 practice readings and then reassess. And if you need to do more, do 10 more and reassess and make it a process, not I have to hit 100 readings. And there are, back in the day with uh, certification boards for tarot that don't exist anymore, and some organizations and everything in their certifications for their members, which is not real certification, not like we do it. They would say you have to do a minimum 100 practice readings, and document every one. It was absolutely insane. So, no, when does it feel right for you? Do 20, assess, do 20 more, assess, do some more if you need to. You're going to know when you feel ready. Now, one of the great things of being a member in the Tarot Guild is that, unlike other readers out there that don't have a bunch of professional readers like us available to them and certification, we have certification. And so you can go through the process and we will certify you. In fact, that's what we're really looking for. We do have for tarot, not for psychic mediumship, astrology, numerology. We'll do different tests for those. Like numerology, I'll have you do a numerology report. Astrology, obviously, you're going to do a natal chart for me, and then go through a session. It's different depending on the modality, right? Lenormand and oracle cards, we don't have a written test for that. For tarot, we have a written test, but it's actually just a 22 question quiz, really, on general tarot knowledge. Anybody can pass it. And then we do a practice reading. And that's actually what we're looking for. Are they giving a good reading? We know we've done 10,000. So we're we're going to, as evaluators, we're going to be looking for, what did I get out of this reading? Would I come back to this reader? Would I recommend this reader to family and friends? Okay. So that's another way you can know if you're ready to go pro, is to go through the certification process. And if you don't pass at first, we're going to tell you. And then you can do some more practice, and then you can retake the test. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and, do 20, assess, do 20 more, reassess, right? And another thing I want to mention is, when you are ready to go pro, in the practice readings, yes, you tell them, this is for practice and so forth. When you start charging, do not say, I'm new. No, no, you are a confident professional reader and you've been doing this for 20 years. You have to have that mindset. So that's another part of this, is mindset. It's yes, it's the experience doing the practice readings, but you have to make that shift. And it's not really fake it till you make it. You want to be ready. You want to have done the practice readings, but you got to get into that mindset. Dr. Rose came in. Hi, Dr. Rose.
Hi, Nilda. Hi, Dr. Rose.
Yeah. What's Dan saying? For me, in a reading, for one sitter, say the hermit means one thing, and for another sitter, through intuition, it means something else. Absolutely right.
Yep.
Absolutely right. Yes. So it's not the same meaning. And really, you should be taking in consideration, what's the question? Here's the cards I got. How does that create a story that fits to answer the question. That's another way that you know you're a good reader. Another thing is good readers are always learning. It's a journey. Yep. It's
Mm-hmm.
yep. So before I read Dan's thing, going back to what I was saying, you are a professional reader. You've got to get into that mindset once you're ready.
Yeah.
Do not tell people I'm new. You know, be gentle. I'm new. And there's no magical point in time where you're ready to go pro. You have to feel when it feels right for you. Uh, Part of reading is being a good listener, Michelle.
It really is. And
And also,
not just with your ears, but listening with your eyes.
yes,
Sounds weird, but it's all about paying attention to your sitter.
yeah, you're going to get clues from the client, where they're looking with their eyes, expressions they're making in their face. We do this as hypnotherapists. It's called calibration. And what we're doing is we're looking for how they're reacting to the conversation. This is different from cold reading. I am not talking about fake psychics that cold read people. However, the cold reading technique makes you a better reader. It makes you a better listener. It makes you a better coach, because essentially that's what we're doing is life coaching. And that's the other thing I want to throw out there is give yourself a good foundation first. There's
Yeah.
my course, but also look for a life coaching course. We have some examples we can give you of courses to take that are relatively inexpensive. And that's what you're looking for is a good life coaching course. Heck, you can go on Udemy or Udemy, depending on how you pronounce it. And if they're running a sale for like 10 to 20 bucks, you can grab yourself,
Yeah.
I would say get two or three or
Yep.
four and go through these courses, these life coaching courses, see what's the same, see what's different, and then decide, what chunks you want to use and discard what's not working for you out of these courses. Udemy is a great resource. So is YouTube. You can learn life coaching on YouTube, but I would say take a structured course like on Udemy, Udemy.
I say Udemy.
Yeah, different people say different things.
Yeah.
Become a certified life coach. That's going to help you enormously. It'll give you a foundation to work with. You'll know the right questions to ask your clients to get to a lot of people come to you and they throw out questions, but it's not what they really need to know.
Exactly.
So if you're a life coach too, life coaching is all about asking the right questions, and you'll ask the right questions, and that'll lead you to different aspects of the broad question that they're asking, so you can get into finer detail and then pull cards on that, so you're able to combine the life coaching with the tarot reading or learn them on oracle cards or whatever you're doing, even being a psychic medium, clairvoyant, astrologer, numerologist. Life coaching is the essential foundation for everything.
Yeah.
Another thing is I'm going to say adopt a code of ethics.
Yes.
Yes. And we do have a code of ethics at the Tarot Guild. I'll put the link in the chat for everybody. And here, let me see if I can pop this up on the screen here. Here you go. It's psychic.cafe/code. That'll take you over to our code of ethics for the Tarot Guild. And you can go through the bullet points and you can copy and paste it into a document if you want and work with it. And if you need to alter it so it fits you and your style, go ahead, or just adopt it outright. Adopt a code of ethics, though. That,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Michelle, isn't that like one of the differences between being a casual weekend reader for friends or yourself, and going professional is adopting what professionals do.
Exactly. You
such as
know,
adopting a code of ethics.
and when you put in your code of ethics a disclaimer, it really helps as well, such as which is in yours as well, that you are not a doctor. Um, and because I printed out his code of ethics for our group, I had to print it out. And it's really good. You guys should print it out. It has a lot of good information in there.
Awesome. Nilda just came in and we got a question from Nilda. Dr. Rose is saying, I heard once that intuition is the culmination of all of our senses.
Oh,
And Dan says intuition helps actually hone the senses too.
yep.
Dr. Rose says a spokesperson from Udemy says their name comes from a combination of U and academy.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's
That
cool.
makes sense. Yeah.
I was thinking with the U, I was thinking university and academy shoved together.
Okay.
But U academy makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Yeah. But yeah, take a life coaching course, get certified, adopt a code of ethics, adopt other things that professionals do. What do professionals do? Well, they either go self proprietor or they form an LLC. Business name, getting your business license locally. My suggestion is to put yourself down as a coach versus a tarot reader or whatever modality you do. Put yourself down as a coach, success coach, life coach, business coach. And I suggest for the majority of people, unless you're building some kind of big platform or something, use your own name.
Yeah.
Yep. Use your name. Your business is you. My business is Dax Carlisle, Dax Carlisle Coaching. Have business cards made. So set up your business legally, have business cards made up, adopt a code of ethics, do all these things. There's Michelle Matheny, tarot advisor. By the way, tarot advisor, out of all the, tarot reader, all these different terms, tarot coach, tarot advisor is my favorite term. And I often use that term a lot. What do you do? I'm a tarot advisor, which leads to my next point in my notes here. Be visible.
Yes.
Professionals do not hem and haw about what they do. They don't hide that they're a dental hygienist. They don't hide that they're a Reiki practitioner, a hypnotherapist, a life coach. Same thing for tarot readers. Do not hide. If you're going pro, you have to be a pro all the time. And professional service providers have their business cards, have everything lined up and set up. Your business insurance. You've adopted a code of ethics. A website. I'm going to give you a little hint though. You can join the Tarot Guild, and you can do what actually Dr. Rose is doing this right now. You can go check out her page, which is still being created, but it's psychic.cafe/Rose. In fact, all of ours, I'll put up the host links. Here you go. All of our pages are psychic.cafe/our first name.
Yep.
If you want to, talk with us or book readings with us in between shows, that's how you do it. But everybody that joins the Tarot Guild website, which is Psychic Cafe, you're going to get a free profile. Now, the profile is going to have, psychic.cafe/this, then your question mark, your name, blah, blah. We'll make a short custom URL like the ones you just saw for you when you join the guild. And you can use that because you'll be able to put in your events, put in blog posts, pictures, videos, articles, all this stuff and all of it will go into the main activity feed, the main page of the website, and also when you click blog and events and so forth up in the navigation bar. But when people go to your profile, when it says events, blog, et cetera, that's just your material on your profile. So you can use the profile as a website, especially because you can customize your profile picture. Yes, do not put a picture of your cat, put a picture of you, and I will help you design a header. And I have, the correct dimensions and everything like that in Photoshop. And that's part of the service joining the guild. I will help you set up your buy links, set up your, for your services, set up your cover image and your advertising and promotion and your custom link. You can even get a custom email through us if you want. Your name at psychic.cafe. It's real short, sweet, professional looking
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
Yes. And so we've set that up all for you. If you're new to this, if you're just going pro and you're like, oh my God, I got to spend $1,000 on a new website, and or I have to build it myself and take 3 weeks to build it. Everybody's, you see all those ads on TV, Wix and what are some of the other ones? Square and they all have
Yeah.
these supposed easy website builders. I've used most of them because I build websites for people, and I've used most of them. And let me tell you, yeah, they're pretty intuitive and pretty easy now, but it still takes a lot of time. And there are going to be hiccups in some of those systems where if you're not using a system that you have full control, like building something on WordPress, if you're using one of these systems like Wix, you're limited and you only have so much access to code and so forth like that. And you have to know code to get it to do exactly what you want it to do. Even though you probably can get 90% there just using their visual builder, I still suggest building it on a different platform and making it your own, But you don't have to do that right now in the beginning. You can have your business set up on Psychic Cafe. That's what it's there for. And it's included in your membership. Membership is the cost of a latte a month. So yes, you need a website, you need to, set all of that stuff up, and you need to be visible. You need to
Mhm.
have those business cards. You need to have your elevator pitch ready. When somebody asks you what do you do, and you're stuck in an elevator with them for 5 minutes, or 2 or 3 minutes or 10 minutes, what can you blurt out in 8 minutes, or a couple of minutes. The shorter the better, actually. If you can do it in a couple of sentences or a sentence real quick. What I do, I help people between, or I help women from 40 to 60 to connect with their soulmate. So that is your business proposition. That is the big problem that you solve. Not, oh, I'm a Reiki master, I'm a hypnotherapist, I'm a tarot reader. Instead, know what big problem you solve, have a niche. So that's another thing that professionals, professional readers do. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that'll read for anybody about anything, and you will get those clients. You will still, even if you are the romance reader, you're the finance reader, you're a business coach and you use tarot. Even though you solve this one big problem, you've niched it down, still you're going to get people, hey, I'm having problems with my boyfriend, can you do a reading for me,
Mhm.
and so forth. So you're not locking everybody out, which is what people think. They think that, well, if I'm not a generalist, actually it's the other way around. You'll get more people uh asking you, like as a hypnotherapist, you niche in an area, let's say weight loss. You're still going to get the people that are going to come up and say, when they find out you're the expert. And that's the whole idea of niching, is you become an expert in one area. Solving a big problem for people is the best way, you know and so they find out that you're a weight loss hypnotherapist. They're still going to ask you, can you help me quit smoking? Can you help me stop biting my nails? Can you help me with more confidence? Can you help me with public speaking? you're still going to get all of that. Well, it's the same thing with being a tarot reader. You're going to read, you're going to be able to read for everybody about everything, but you should have that niche. So that's another thing that professionals do.
And Dr. Rose said, what about I help people live their best life using the tarot? I love that.
Now that is a really good statement. However, it's way too general. It's way too general. And it's not that I wouldn't use it, Dr. Rose. It's still a good, like a good tagline, a good second line or what have you. But if and I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you want to do. Okay. Rose is working on her business right now. And so she's, at that level of, going back pro again. She was, and then she got off of tarot for a long time. So if you want to be a generalist and you want to try it out, and that's your pitch, I help people live their lives using the tarot. I'm sorry, I'm reading it off. I want to exactly, it's a good slogan, and just go for it, But
I love it.
I would say, get a niche, get a specific problem you solve, and then that is your slogan under that. I help people in over 55 do XYZ with tarot, and then you're uh well, you wouldn't say with tarot, you would say, I coach people, or you would say I help people over 55 do XYZ.
Using
and
tarot.
and not using, no,
Hmm.
because you're saying that in the tagline. I help
Ah,
people live their best lives using tarot. But what is the big thing that you saw for them? And then under that, I help people live their best lives using tarot. And until you're ready with a niche and the marketing around that, and what you're going to do with that, um, put that tagline, I help people live their best lives using tarot, for now, and just go with it for now. But once you figure out exactly how you help people, what are you the expert in? That's going to help so much. That's another thing that professionals do, is they become an expert in a thing. And what that does is that directs all of your marketing, all of the YouTube videos that you make on your channel, um, articles that you write. It's all going to be around this niche. So instead of doing a bunch of videos about different aspects of tarot reading, and different cards in the deck, or different ways to read, or talking about numerology in tarot, or all these general things, everything you talk about is that big problem that you solve for people. So if you're the life coach that helps people with their romance issues, or find their twin flame, or reconnect with lost loves, or whatever that is your niche, okay, and you just happen to do it with tarot and life coaching. I'm going to throw that in because earlier we were talking about get certified as a life coach, then practice reading with tarot. You're then able to make all these articles and videos about anything to do with relationships, and you can scour the news and scour YouTube, and what's trending, and so forth, and you can look at what is related to relationships, and I can write an article on that and do a video on it. The other aspect of niching down is that
yeah.
you're able to charge more as well. And that's another thing, going pro. Okay, don't be I'm new and I'm going to charge $35. we've had many conversations on pricing. Start at the idea of $3 per minute. So if you're doing a 20-minute reading or 15 or 30 minutes, what is that times three? And that's what you should be charging, bare minimum. And if you see a lot of other people, charging more than that or charging the same, bump yours up a little bit higher than theirs, even if you're brand new. And that actually adds confidence, and you get higher quality clients out of it. Okay, so what were you seeing in the chat there?
Okay, so oh, I was gonna say Sahani had said for her tarot is more about aligning with your best timeline possible. So let's see
Mm-hmm.
here. As at my dark time, I had tarot helping me get clarity about it and helping me become my best, better version. And I thought that just went right along with it because that's what tarot can do. It can help you become a better
Yeah,
version of yourself and align with
and
your
that
higher
and that's
self.
that's the same slogan that Dr. Rose is using, or
Yeah,
just said. Yeah, same thing, same thing.
I love it. Yep.
Yeah. So, think professional when you're going pro, and go ready when it feels right is the bottom line. Okay. And usually that's where, when most people talk about uh this topic, I've seen on YouTube videos, and that's where everybody stops. But the difference is that we have the Tarot Guild. So that's the big difference. One thing is, and I'm hoping to get a program out on this in the near future. My tentative title for it is the Confident Successful Professional Reader Program. And so instead of just doing the practice readings, which yes, you're still going to have to do the practice readings, but from the get-go, we can have you getting confident right away. And we do that through various techniques using neurolinguistic programming, NLP, EFT, hypnosis. I have a whole program that we're going to take you through where you can become a confident, like you're a tarot master right away using these techniques. And that will actually boost your practice sessions that you'll be doing before you go pro. And so once you're ready to go pro, I mean, you'll really be there, like years of experience, and all packed in a short amount of time, because of this confident, successful professional reader program using these techniques. And some of the other techniques, some of the other things that it will work on are other areas where people have issues, like memorizing all the keywords and so forth. So that's a program that the Tarot Guild is going to put out. But, just our certification process will help you as well. So join the guild. You can read about our certification at psychic.cafe/certification. Let me put that in, and I'm going to put the link to the code of ethics again in there for everybody as well. Certification. There we go. Okay, so on that page, it'll explain about the prerequisites and the different levels of certification that we do. And as I said, especially the first level, it's based on a quick quiz on tarot, if that's what you're testing on. If we don't do written tests on the other modalities, we just go right to the practicum test, the test reading. And then the test reading, we're not, judging you on what deck you're doing, style, what cards, how many cards you pull. I mean, yeah, we want a decent amount of cards, not just, pull one or two cards. But we're not judging you on, what's the spread they're using, what deck are they using. What we're actually looking for is, what did I get out of this reading? Would I come back to this reader? Would I recommend this reader to family and friends. That's what we're really looking for. Now, if you're not a member of the guild yet, you have to be a member to get certified. So if you're already a member, you're going to go to the members private group. So that is psychic.cafe/guild members. That's the private group for guild members. I'll put the link in the chat. And I think it's the second post. The first post is the Zoom link so you can join us on these shows. That's one of the perks of being a member. And then the second one is about getting certified, and it has a square link there where you can go ahead and pay your application fee. But on the certification page, if you go down to the bottom of the page, and hold on, let me bring that up for myself here real quick so I know I'm telling you the right thing. So under professional certification on in the navigation on the website, or if you just type in psychic.cafe/certification, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to see a purple button that says grab the package. And this package deal includes membership and certification if you're not a member yet. And it gives you a 25% discount. Yep. So grab that. Another thing you can do, however, is you can enroll in my course. And it's psychic.cafe/course. I'll put that in the chat as well. And when you enroll in my course, you get membership in the guild and your first level of certification paid for. It's free. It's included with the course. Okay. So if you need a course, if you think that'll boost your confidence as a reader and get you ready to go pro, then it's a good idea to enroll in the course. If you think that you're beyond the course, you're beyond the study level, that you're about to go pro or have already started and just want to get certified, I would say in that case, go to the certification page and get the membership and the certification package deal. Okay. And there's one other thing I want to mention. Two things, actually. One is if you just want to join the guild, you're not planning on going pro, there's still a lot of benefits of being a member of the guild. Go over to psychic.cafe/guild and you can join the guild there. It's the cost of a latte a month, and you get to join us on the Zoom calls here. And if you have reading questions and other questions, we give you priority. We take yours first. That's one last thing. And then the other last thing is become a host on the network. Why do I say that? Well, one of the best ways to go pro and promote yourself, right, Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
is to become a host on our Psychic Cafe YouTube network.
Absolutely.
Be a host on these shows. And it's $47 a month to be a host. But guess what? It includes your certification, your membership in the guild, my course. Everything is included when you join as a host at $47 a month. So that's another route you can go. And it's actually a lower point of entry because it's just $47 gets you started. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. However way you want to go, join the guild or get that certification package or enroll in my course or become a host. But I'm going to throw one more thing out, Michelle.
Okay.
And that is here in the United States, our Independence Day, 4th of July, is coming up on Friday. When you go to enroll in my course or get that certification and membership package deal, or maybe you're already a member and on the private group, you're going to get your certification, do the application fee, or maybe you just want to join the guild.
Yeah.
When you get to the payment screen, it'll say there'll be a place where it'll say add coupon. If you type in independence, it's going to take another 20% off.
Hmm. Awesome.
Yes, we have a 4th of July sale coming up. It's already active though. So
Oh, nice.
so if you want to go over and join the guild, or if you're already a member, get your certification rolling. Or if you're not a member yet and you want certification, you can get that package deal. Remember, I said that's on the certification page. Or if you just want to get everything by enrolling in my course, you're going to get 20% off any of those. Just
That's cool. Yeah.
just on that payment screen where it says add coupon, type in the coupon independence, click add, and it's going to take 20% off the cost. So there you go. Awesome. And then you won't be alone in this process. You'll have other professional readers and aspiring professional readers to help you out and
Absolutely.
do practice readings with. And also just, before the actual certification test, you can get on it and do some readings for, me and Michelle and Ellie and Dr. Rose and Pamela. And, they can tell you if you're at the right place yet, which is, you don't have that when you're on your own doing this, you know. That's why it's really good to join a professional organization. And we're pretty much the only one for tarot. And we've opened it up to all the other modalities. So if you're a psychic medium, a clairvoyant, astrologer, numerologist, Lenormand deck reader, maybe you're an oracle card reader or a tarot reader, it's open to everybody to join the guild. And Green Earth Creations, Jimmy says, I love a sale. Yeah. So I'm going to type that in there. Coupon code in the chat here. Independence. You got to spell it right. If it doesn't work, check your spelling, because I always spell independence wrong. There we go. So there is the coupon code.
Awesome.
Awesome. And of course, as always, if you have any questions about all this, and just get a hold of Michelle or me or Dr. Rose or
Hmm.
any of us at Psychic Cafe,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we'll help you with this. Now, if I scroll back, I know that Nilda came in and had a question.
Nilda had a question.
I'm asking for spiritual guidance. What does spirit want me to do? I'm feeling really hurt. Well, um, feeling really hurt about what, Nilda? Maybe if you gave us a little more clarity on what do you mean, what does spirit want you to do in relation to what?
Well, and I already pulled cards for
Mhm.
Nilda.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, we'll pull cards anyway.
Yeah.
But if you're still here, Nilda, and you can clarify that,
Hmm.
okay. At the bottom, she said, "Myself." Oh,
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I already drew cards when I saw your question earlier, and I already know what I'm going to tell you, and you just answered my question.
awesome! Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, Nilda, the first card I got is the strength card. Okay, and what this card is showing me is that you have the side of a lion, okay? And you've got this ferocious, vicious side that you are attacking yourself with, but you need to start treating yourself like this little lamb, okay? And that's what you're saying right right now with the whole self-love. So this is the card that is saying you need to start learning how to self-love. So how do you do that? You got to meet up with somebody who can help you find your way to your inner self. You have to become your own hierophant. Okay. You have to maybe start meditating, doing some sitting in the power meditation, because you'll start learning your own energy. And then you'll start learning how to love your own energy and your own self. After you do that, you will be on the road to starting a whole new journey with yourself, and you'll be able to trust yourself. In this Fool card, she is doing the trust game with herself. And she is falling backwards and knowing that between her and her higher power, she's got it. She's kosher. So, what you need to do, you need to grab a piece of paper and you need to make a new commitment between you and your inner self. Start writing down pros and cons, start working out things you want to mentally get rid of, physically get rid of, declutter your mind. Okay. And that's what I have for you today.
Awesome. And I have cards for Suhani who has a question. I do want to mention I just put back in. Go ahead and put any specific questions you have in the chat. There's no list to get on. You don't have to request, can I get a reading? Go ahead and put in your specific question in the chat. Or if you don't have a specific question, put in, can I have a message from the universe? So Sahani,
Oh,
and
awesome.
by the way, good to see you again, Sahani. Uh, she was in like every single show, and now it's kind of hit and miss whether she shows up or not. So it's good to see you again. And my question, she says, is what does the owner of the initials NBC think about me? NBC is the name of a cafe. What does the owner, maybe they're getting, Sonny, are you getting a job there maybe or something like that? So what I got off the bat right away, 10 of cups, you can't get a better card. Well, maybe there's a couple better cards, but I mean, this is an awesome card to get. It's a big fat yes card. So very, very positive they're feeling. I mean, you feel like family to them, okay, at the NBC cafe. And just to be sure, I was like, let me pull one more card and see what comes up. And I got Major Arcana card. I got the world. Another huge big fat yes. Basically, the whole world is opening up. So whatever's going on with the cafe and you and the owner and everything, I think you're in a really good position. That's what I'm seeing there. Let's see. No, not a job, but I have a kind of crush, and I'm a regular too. Okay, so you're a regular at the cafe and you have a crush on the owner. That's how I'm reading that. And well, idyllic family, home life. That's all I'm saying. Awesome. I don't know. Did you catch
Yep.
anything, Michelle? I didn't see any other questions.
I got the Three of Cups. Yep,
Celebration.
it's time to celebrate.
Woohoo.
Ooh, this could be a good match.
Yeah. I say go for it and act as if it's already happening, and it will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't see any other questions. Wow.
Mm. Dr. Rose said, well, it's funny because it's 1 minute before the end of the show, so it's perfect. But Dr. Rose had said, what deck was that? Was that when you were holding up that deck?
Yeah, I was showing
Because I
her
was
the
like,
light
I'm in the middle of the
spheres.
reading. Why is she holding this deck up?
I went like that
So
and
it's
like,
the light seers deck. Oh, can you show another card?
oh yeah.
I'm just
This
curious.
is this is the Queen of Pentacles. I just think she is beautiful.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And then here's the Page of Cups.
Yeah, I like how the names are just kind of in cursive written on there instead of like
Yeah.
block print.
Yeah,
I think
this
it's
is a
hilarious how his
beautiful
feet's
deck.
going down and then it goes up and it's coming
Yeah.
down.
So this is your card, Dax. I love this. Here's the world card, but it's got all the cubes and the, you know.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of the sacred geometry and
Yes. Yes.
nice. I need to get a shirt that has like the five platonic solids on it
Oh
and the
yeah.
flower of life, Metatron's cube. I gotta start finding some shirts like that. And I want to get a necklace. I've been looking at necklaces
Oh yeah.
that have the flower of life on it, because you
Yes.
see everybody running around with their Star of David or their cross or you know whatever else there is out. It's like, well, I don't subscribe to organized religions, and uh,
Right?
yeah, and I don't even call it a belief system. My experience system is based on what I've experienced with tarot and numerology and the law of attraction and sacred geometry, Metatron's cube, the platonic solids. And so that's why the flower of life on a disc is like the best representation of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One more. Here you go. Here's the justice card.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Nice. Nice. So Dan says cursive. What's that? Laugh out loud.
I know.
Cursive is when I scream at you writing it down and handing it to you, Dan. Yeah. No, I know there's probably a lot of newbies out there. What's the new generation? Is it Z or X? No, not X.
Then
Z, Y, Z. Yeah, I know we're like a couple of generations past millennials now, right? So is
yeah,
it
yeah.
Z? Anyway,
Yeah, I don't even
you
know.
you guys probably don't even know what cursive is. Cursive is script writing. It's handwriting.
Yep.
We've called it we used to call it handwriting, or it's more commonly called handwriting now, but it's actually the technical is script. And when I was growing up, we called it cursive.
Cursive
and
writing.
and you're a kid in like fourth grade or third grade or second grade, and you're learning to do the loops and how to write the M's and all that kind
Ugh,
of stuff, and they tell us it's cursive, and I was always like, oh, but I can't curse.
right?
I was a really dumb kid, let me tell you. And but I'm sure there's a lot of kids that are like cursive. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, we're at the end of the show.
well,
I hear the cuckoo clock going off in the other room.
yep.
That's
Just
telling me it's time to get out of here.
just a one quick thing, real quick. I just want to say for tomorrow, happy birthday, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad you reminded me of that because, of course, I forgot. Right. Um, I did want to mention some of the upcoming shows. And by the way, check this out, Michelle. This is how I've redone the banners.
Oh, yeah.
And basically I've gotten all of the dates and times and even our pictures of the hosts, because we never know who's going to be on the show or not. So I decided, let's go with a nice clean look.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
like it.
And I changed the script. There you go, Dan. that that writing at the bottom on this is called script. Actually, the
Yep.
font name is script. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I changed to a different script that's more script like, more handwriting like, cursive. Yep. And so this is Sunday, July 6th. That's going to be our next live show. Remember, we're taking Wednesdays off in July and most likely August as well. And we'll come back with weekday shows, hopefully in September in fall. But for now, I'm doing that deep dive back into hypnosis, life coaching, and NLP, which you guys should all do, even if your plan is to be a professional tarot reader, as we said. right? Our next show will therefore be on Sunday, July 6th. Three things that will improve your readings as a psychic, medium, or tarot reader. Hint, we actually mentioned one or two of them already in today's topic, like being visible, coming out of the tarot closet is one of them. But yes, we'll be talking about different, and maybe the different hosts that'll be on. Pamela and Ellie might be joining us, and we'll get their tips as well for improving your readings. And then there won't be a show until Saturday, July 12th. There you go, Michelle.
Yes,
Michelle's Mystic
attachments and
Corner.
outcomes.
Attachments and outcomes. Of course, I haven't redone yours yet. I'm still putting the date and everything on there. I think yours looks fine.
Yeah, I like mine for the most part.
Yeah. And then the next show in July, I'm just going to give you a bunch of Julys, maybe not all of them, but here's Sunday, July 13th, Common Myths and Misconceptions About Tarot.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. And then the following week, Saturday, July 19th, Michelle's Mystic Corner, Moving Forward with Confidence,
Yes.
which also fits in with becoming a confident reader, a professional reader. Professional
Yeah.
readers are confident, you know, and that's what I was saying earlier, Michelle, about that program I want to create to help people with confidence, because we do things backwards. Like uh we try to do all of these free practice readings to gain experience, and then at some point we're going to become confident. And with my program, I want to help people become confident now, so as they go forward, even with their practice readings, their experience is going to be amped up that much more. And then therefore they'll be even more confident when they're, through with doing their experience and their practice readings.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think we have it backwards. And then that Sunday, Sunday, July 20th, how to get clients as a psychic, medium, or tarot reader. We'll be talking about, best tips and suggestions and tricks and so forth. So that's what's all coming back up. Remember, this is the last show of June, so we'll be back in July, Sunday, July 6th. Three things that will improve your readings as a psychic, medium, or tarot reader. Be sure to tune in.
Yes.
All righty. Well, bye everybody for now, and we will see you next Sunday.